I'm not okay. I'm sorry, that's gonna be my intro. Because I'm really not okay. I was filming. At least I thought I was. And I was literally like, thank you so much for watching. And I stood up. When I checked my camera, it was recording in time lapse. I spent the last 20 minutes talking and it only... Let me see if I can try to do this again. Do you even still want me to do my normal intro? I mean, I'm not okay. It wouldn't be my video if it doesn't have my intro, right? Let me. You gotta know different in my own way. Hey guys, this is Petula Petula. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you are new to my channel, again, welcome. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for your constant support. Don't forget to like, comment, and share my video. Turn on that notification bell so that when I post, you are the first to watch. Now, without wasting any more time, let's get right into the video. As you can see from the title of the video, that I will be talking about teeth whitening. And I am going to do my best to use simple terms because, I mean, at the end of the day, this video is for you guys because I want you to understand before you go to your dentist, understand what the pros and cons of bleaching is and all of that. Again, teeth whitening and bleaching are the same thing. Did I say again? You see, now I'm going to keep on saying again because I've recorded this. Come down. Awesome. I'm fine. Okay. So bleaching and teeth whitening is one and the same thing, really. So yeah, I really hope you find this video helpful. It is for you if you've ever considered or are considering to get your teeth whitened. This is definitely for you. Okay, so what is this teeth whitening? So teeth whitening is getting your teeth whitened. 5 out of 5. It's not just that. It's more of that when your teeth are discolored, like we can't make your teeth white when they were not even white in the very first place. So what teeth whitening is why is this so hard? Because I did it and it was so great. Maybe I should do this tomorrow. Sorry guys, I'm so sorry. So we as dentists, we use abrasive agents to remove extrinsic stains from your teeth so that your teeth can look a bit lighter. What I mean by extrinsic stains is extrinsic basically means external. So any stain that is from obviously an external factor or whatnot. So when you do come to the dentist, the first thing that we check is we ask you obviously, oh, I want to get my teeth whitened. Oh, but why? Because I want to have a more youthful, radiant smile. Oh, okay. How can we do that for you? I don't know. You tell me. You're the professional. Oh, I forgot. This is what happens. We diagnose you. We check. We like, oh, is this an intrinsic stain or an extrinsic stain? So intrinsic stain is basically an inherent stain, or rather, yeah, an innate stain. It's more internal, or rather you were born with it, if I can put it that way. So with your external stains, that could be the type of food that you eat, your curry, red wine, black coffee, black tea, your medications such as your iron supplements, and there's a few mouthwashes as well. They tend to stain your teeth. So we look at that, and then with your intrinsic stain is maybe if you have hematological conditions, or if you have hypoplastic teeth, or if you have fluorosis, like severe fluorosis. I will explain all the other things like that. After we identify or rather diagnose the cause of your discoloration or your stain, we obviously modify your expectations because you come in there thinking, oh, I'm going to get the broad Hollywood smile. And again, now that's dependent on what the etiological factor is, what the cause is of your staining. So we usually have, most dentists have we have what we call a shade guide. So it has different shades. It's plastic teeth in different shades. So we take pictures before and after. So from your very first visit to your last visit, just to see whether obviously there's an improvement or not, you know. So we together, myself as a dentist and you as my patient, we're like, okay, so this is your shade, and then now that's the shade that you want to get to. Obviously, you have to be realistic. You can't go from very, very dark teeth to super bright and white teeth. So I'd have to modify your expectations, and if you're okay, then we can continue with the procedure. Now, one would ask, is it safe to actually go ahead with this bleaching process? I mean, I wouldn't say it's safe because it's not a medical procedure. Bleaching is definitely not a medical procedure. Like I said, people do it just, for aesthetics. So I can't say it's risk-free. You are going to experience sensitivity, mild sensitivity, and again, it's reversible. And you might get gum irritations or gum burns, and there's just a lot of things that can happen. Like, those are just some of the things that you should know getting into starting the procedure. And your existing feelings might also be affected. So does it work? One would ask, does it work? It does work to a certain extent. Again, it will only work if you work hand in hand with your dentist, and if you're also honest with yourself. Like, you can't expect it to work if you come in and you're like, yeah, I enjoy black tea. I take black tea or black coffee in the morning and at night every day. And then obviously we remove those stains, and then you still go back and do the same habit. You get into the same habit and expect your teeth to still remain white. Obviously they'll go back to being darker or whatever shade they were in, because you are not doing anything to better yourself. And it's again also effective if you go there. I mean, you can't come there with dirty teeth and expect to get teeth whitening. You'd first have to get a cleaning. And once you get a cleaning done, then we can start the procedure. That can be done like two weeks prior or like a month prior or whatnot, but your dentist will definitely advise you better. And obviously darker teeth tend to take a much longer time to get lighter, and sometimes they don't actually get to as like super, super white as you want them to be. And I know some of you guys, you want to get your teeth whitened because you look at these Hollywood smiles. It's not just teeth whitening, it's crowns, it's veneers. So there's actually a lot of things that, a lot of treatment options that you can get besides teeth whitening. It's just that I prefer teeth whitening because the other procedures are actually more invasive and they're actually more expensive. So yeah, and it also won't work if you have what we call recession. Now you expose the dentine. That's why most people experience sensitivity. So now you'll see that your tooth will probably have like two shades. The enamel part, or rather the more bigger part, is a bit lighter, and then when you go down, it's a bit yellow. So the whitening procedure is definitely not going to help with that yet. Again, the results. One would also ask, how long would the results last? I mean, again, it depends on you and what you and your dentist spoke about. I'll get to that. But usually you would think, so depending on which type of bleaching you're going to go for instance, the in-office bleaching, where we use a tray, we put a material in there and whatnot. So when that procedure has been done, there's no saliva in your mouth. So once there's no saliva in your mouth, the moment we remove the tray from your mouth, your teeth are definitely going to look much lighter than they were in the first place. So now if that's the case, you're going to think, oh my God, my teeth are much lighter. And then you'll walk out of the dentist's door. When you get home, your teeth are now less light, or rather a bit darker than they were when you left the dentist's office, and you think, that is not the case. The thing is, now your mouth was dry. So when your mouth is dry for a long time and there's no production of saliva, or rather, with the dentist they put a section in your mouth, so that's why there's no saliva during the treatment. Your teeth will obviously be lighter. You should look at yourself in the morning, because obviously when you're sleeping there's less saliva being produced as opposed to when you're active throughout the day. Your teeth are actually much lighter when you get up, and then when you brush them, you're just like, oh, but why aren't you as light as you were when I woke up? But you get my chat, right? So obviously the shade is definitely going to change almost immediately, but I'm not saying it's going to get darker, but it won't be the shade that you saw it in the first place. And then again, what else? the results also, they're affected by what you do, your habits and all of that, and also they're affected by the concentration of the material that they use. So if they used hydrogen peroxide, like how long would it last? And you'd obviously have to do your maintenance checkups as well, so that you can maintain that shade that you would like. So these dental bleaching procedures that I told you about, there's an in-office one. You can get it done by the dentist on the dentist's chair, and there's a professionally applied one for at home, professionally applied home bleaching, and there's over-the-counter kits. So I don't want to really get too much into it, again, because I got a lot into it in the previous video that wasn't correct, that wasn't recorded. But I feel like if I continue, I'm probably going to mumble a lot, so let's not. The pros and cons, I'm going to show you just a few pros and cons of the three. So I personally recommend that you get an in-office bleaching done. I know it's a bit expensive and all of that, but it is done by a professional, and the concentration of the hydrogen peroxide is actually higher, so you actually get more instant results. And you'll then have to do your biannual checkups or your checkups every 3 months or whatever your dentists tell you, but you won't need to see the dentist's face all the time. You just come in and get it over and done with, and just take the instructions and just go home. Like, everything will be monitored. You won't experience a lot of you are definitely going to experience sensitivity, like I said, because of the high percentage of hydrogen peroxide. But that material in itself has desensitizing agents, but I'm not going to get into that. So that's what I recommend that you get done. Now, with the professionally applied one, the professionally professionally home bleaching, it's okay. I mean, it's less expensive, and you do get to see your dentist, and your dentist gives you the trays that are customized for your mouth and all of that. But the not nice thing about it is you actually go home and you do it yourself. There's nothing wrong with that. But the thing is, now it will be unsupervised, and chances of you also now adding too much material, once there's excessive material in your mouth, once you put it in your mouth, that's when you experience the burns and the irritations in your mouth. Now you'll see a white line along the margins of your tray and your gums and all of that, and that's when the burning starts. What do they call it? I think, what did they say? I listened to this other webinar. They said it's frosting, basically frosting. So you don't want that. I mean, if it was done by a professional person, that could have definitely been avoided, even though the tray has been customized. But you don't know how much material he's going to show you. He or she is going to show you how much material you need to apply every night. But are you going to do it? Again, are you going to be compliant? Are you going to discipline yourself and actually do it the number of times that your dentist told you to? I mean, let's be honest, you're still struggling to brush your teeth twice a day. Now, what makes you think that you will be able to do this whole at-home bleaching thing? But I mean, if you can, kudos to you. So go for it. But I personally do not advise it, mostly because it's unsupervised. So there's a lot that can go wrong, and you don't actually see the progress of the procedure, you know? Anyway, and then lastly, it is the over-the-counter kits. I personally do not recommend them, but they work and they are affordable, but then they are not as effective as the other ones, obviously, because the concentration of the material is not as high as well. And again, the trays aren't customized, so there's a lot that can go wrong. You can even experience a lot of what I told you, the whole burning sensations, and there's just a lot that can go wrong if you go for the over-the-counter one. There's nothing wrong with it. You can definitely go, but I'm just saying I personally do not recommend it. Do I recommend it? I do, actually. I mean, if you can't afford going to the dentist, you can get it, actually. But watch this video, and if you have any questions, just ask around. You know, I'm just saying, don't go all in and think, oh yeah, I'm definitely going to do this and all of that. Yeah. And then what else did I want to talk about? So there's a few things just to avoid you going to the dentist and saying, I want to get my teeth bleached and whatnot. And the dentist is like, oh no, you're not suitable. So what the dentist might mean by that is that you can't get your teeth whitened if you're pregnant. Like, that's an absolute no-no. So if you're pregnant, do not think that you're going to get your bleaching done. If you have severe fluorosis or severe staining or severe tetracyclic staining, you can't get bleaching done. And if you have worn out teeth, we cannot help you. And if you have if you're not compliant, I mean, you can't come with so much plaque or calculus in your mouth and expect miracles to happen, you know. Obviously you really have to have a very good oral hygiene for you to even think, oh, my teeth are yellow, brown, I want to get them whitened. So just look after your mouth, and then we can consider it. And then also, if you have large pulp chambers, okay, now that's a dental term. So, but if you go to your dentist and they do a thorough checkup, there's a few things such as what I've just mentioned, and maybe periapical pathologies and all of that. They, after a full exam, they can tell you whether or not they can go ahead with the bleaching procedure or not. Okay, so those are just a few things that I wanted to mention. And then what are the post-operative instructions that you can follow? So obviously avoid all of those things, the dietary stuff that I told you about. Avoid berries, avoid acidic drinks, obviously because your teeth are already sensitive from the procedure, so you do not want to exacerbate that. So perhaps use a straw, that could help. Use a straw to drink stuff. And then also do your biannual checkups. Practice good oral hygiene, you know. We have come to the end of the video. I am still sad that the first one, you know, didn't work out, because I just felt like I said so much, and at the same time I felt like it was more. Anyway, let's not dwell on that. Oksala, you have this one now, so I really hope you found this very helpful and informative. Don't forget to share it with other people. Plus, I know you guys are so stingy. You like information to yourselves. Please, you must learn to share. Sharing is caring, okay? So yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. I really hope you enjoyed this one. Thank you so much. Or if you have any more questions or anything that you need clarity on, feel free to comment below. Awesome. Bye.